Hello guys, it's me, Diamine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video was kind of more of a sit down video. Alright, so you guys have saw the title of the video. Today I'm going to be talking about the struggles of being half feminine and half masculine gay dude in 2026. Alright, so basically the first thing I want to talk about is what does it mean to be half feminine, half masculine? You kind of have those like normal gay ideas, meaning all gay dudes are feminine. I have those feminine features, and but also have a feminine like side of me. I also have those masculine, where I wear boys' clothing. I have more masculine stuff. So that's kind of where, and I never saw myself as feminine or masculine. I'm like, I think I'm both. And when I finally realized I was both, my life kind of got a little bit more easier. So since you guys have a little bit of the idea, so the pros, there's not much pros. Pro number one is that you're not put in a box. You know, you are against the stereotypes that gay people are under, and you can actually, there's also another pro, is that you can actually blend in, you know, with both sides. I can easily, like, hide within both parties. Go into feminine and hide, or I can go into masculine and hide, you know? But also there's cons, you know? Con with, a lot of times, with masculine men, well, masculine gay men in general, that they're all buffy. And you kind of also get put in a box, you know, or you're just feminine, or you're just masculine. There's not enough, you know, eyes on the matter of there's people like me who are both, who aren't being seen enough through media. Because there is that box and that fear. I've never really, when I was younger, I was more feminine. I got older, I got more masculine, and then just recently, I just discovered that I'm both. So, it's a few pros and cons. There's not many, there's a lot more cons than pros. It makes it easier to date. From past experiences, I've only dated masculine gay men. Just being feminine does bring in, you know, the weirdos. It's hard to, okay, it's like, I asked my boyfriend earlier, I'm like, is it weird for you to date someone who is both feminine and masculine? He's like, yeah, because I've only dated a masculine man. Told him, I'm not just feminine, you know, I'm also masculine. So I'm gonna have those masculine traits along with those feminine traits as well. And that also ties into the next topic, which is the mental struggles. Mental struggles are, you know, constantly being bullied, constantly being told that you're something that you're not. Like I said in past clips, you know, you're always put in that box of, oh, well, you're just feminine, or you're just masculine, or you're just confused. Twist the word around that only gay men are feminine, and gay men can't be masculine, which is so not true. I think all men have a feminine part to them that they express how they want to express, you know? Back to the pros and cons real quick. Pros that, you know, there are some straight men out there who would love to have a gay friend. I know this video is like all over the place, but each one I'm talking about goes into each other like a little web. So this is more like a personal thing. I have long hair. You know, I shave a lot of times now because it's growing faster than it should be. And without this, I look more womanly. Another con of being seen as a woman, or people people on the streets like throwing, you know, F-bomb. Personally, I don't care if people call me that, because I'm older and mature enough to say like, well, they're just having a sad life. Me personally, when I started having long hair, and then that's where I started like getting like misgendered, which I don't care because it's not their fault. They just see what they see, and I'm not gonna correct them and make them feel embarrassed. If they did it in a mean way, I'm going to like correct them. But if they did it without knowing or knowledge of me or me saying anything, I'm not going to correct them. Show me respect, I show you respect. That's how it's gonna work. You know, you respect me in a kind way without being rude, I'm gonna give you 10 times more respect. I would sometimes get, the word, "Are you trans?" questions a lot when I'm walking outside. I get that a lot in Bartlett. Like, I got a lot of like homophobia, which goes and ties into all this together, which is the pros and cons of being half feminine, half masculine. Being yelled at from a driver saying, "Am I trans?" People have such a negative idea about trans people. And like, I'm not gonna be offended if someone calls me trans. I'm gonna be honored. Is he calling me beautiful? One, they're trying to be funny. Two, they think they're clever. And three, they're trying to get a reaction out of you. That goes into the extreme homophobia. There's so much homophobia, especially in Memphis. Like, Memphis is bad. Where I live right now in Arkansas, I have not experienced any homophobia. A few eyes staring, but because I present myself with confidence. For 4 years of high school, I would, especially freshman year, I would walk with confidence, and people would get offended by it because they didn't like it. I get more homophobia and bullying online than I do in person. I do not care, but because I've learned from past experiences of bullying and hatefulness. That goes into like another con is the same question: are you a woman? Are you a girl? Which goes into another topic. Like I said, these topics always like go together in the center of what I'm talking about. Now, this video is all over the place, but it's a spider web. It connects into the center. Goes into the next topic, which is the stereotypes of being gay. I think I touched on it a little bit. I hate stereotypes. We've already found out that like, hey, not every gay person is masculine or feminine. It really is like a lot of homophobia, but it's not as bad. It makes it hard for us feminine and masculine gay dudes where we are like, okay, then what are we? You know what I mean? The mental struggles, like I said before, it all comes down to the mental struggles. The cons of bullying on your mental health. I would have really highs, and then all of a sudden, the tiniest little hate comment I get drops me to low. But also, that also affects, the dating life. If you can't if you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else, It's also very toxic in the gay community. For the feminine guys, they're seen as, a little bit weird, a little, like, obsessive. And that's a little bit true, actually. Some of them are a little, they think they're above everybody else. There's a masculine gay dudes who are, more in the shadows. But like me, who are in the middle. We're like deer in headlights. We don't know where to go, but also it makes it hard to actually accept yourself. I wear, men's clothing, but I have feminine accessories. And I didn't explain it well enough like I'm trying to do it in today's video, which I think I'm doing a terrible job at explaining it. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to talk about. I don't understand why there's so much bullying and homophobia in this world. Another con was I was afraid to show off my relationship in public again. I guess you guys can see I've deleted a lot of videos, talked about, my partners, and we never lasted. That's also another thing that, dating someone who is both feminine and masculine can be tough on the partner itself. I can tell that it's new for my partner. So I'm constantly making sure he's okay. Earlier I asked him, what are your thoughts on me expressing my feminine side a tiny bit more? Like, he was fine with it, but I can tell that he was getting a little anxious about it. But, I always reassure him that, I might be feminine masculine, but I'm always going to have that tiny bit more masculinity. And I'm hoping this video helps y'all's understanding of the struggle. I'm still not, understood about what it means to be half feminine, half masculine. I'm still wondering, is there more on this topic than what I'm discussing in today's video? I'm always trying to educate myself on stuff before I sit down and make a video. Kind of like me personally explaining it. I bet you, like many other, members of the gay community who are both, can probably describe it more better. Me personally, I always see more the homophobic jokes about asking me if I'm trans or my woman, or making those similar jokes. And some are actually kind of funny. I do laugh at it. I'm just like, oh my god, that's so funny. You have a brain. Because right now you sound like a brainless zombie. I don't like to engage into it because it gives them the power, and I'm giving them a reaction that they always wanted. I'm going to give some advice to anyone who is scared to come out or tell their parents. For one, a lot of times, your parents know. Number two, tell your friends first. Tell your friends first because they're going to be the less judgy people. Alright, so let's review. One, your parents already know. Your family already knows. Like, no need to lie. Two, tell your friends first. Or also, on that too, tell your siblings. Alright, so, 4, find movies, shows, music, or videos on social media on how to navigate your sexuality. Also, number 5, you don't have to tell nobody. You really don't. People think coming out is like the easiest thing in the world. Coming out is not easy. And if your family is like religious, it's going to be dangerous. And if you are like, kind of popping off on social media with the following, be careful. There have been many celebrities and influencers who are outed when they didn't want to be out yet. Number 6 is kind of slowly come out. Slowly open that door and find places, people, environments that are like your safe haven. Mine was marching band, sunsets, music, songwriting, beat making, or just going on a nice drive. Number 7, find the right people to be around. I know this video is all over the place, but like I said, each point I'm saying in this video goes back to the center of pros and cons. Each topic goes into the pros and cons. Everyone is different. What have I experienced and what I've noticed over the years. Not saying what I'm talking about doesn't, affect you. It probably does. Number 8, go somewhere that's, queer safety. LGBTQ plus community safe spaces. I will also link in the description box below, the Trevor Project and what they do. I will link that link. Also, will find some, queer safety Facebook groups. I'll link those links in the box, in the description box below for you guys, so you can read up on that and find groups. And I think I've rambled long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know it's different from my vlog. I'm having another video come out very soon where I'm reacting to videos. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps you. Like I said, this video was about me personally, and if this video goes along with you, I'm glad I can give you some perspective on what I've experienced, and you can take it with a grain of salt. Take what I say with a grain of salt. not everything I've said affects everybody. You know, it could affect you in a little bit of what I've said or a lot. So just take what I say with a grain of salt and you'll be fine. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications and the bell so you guys get notified whenever I post a brand new video. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.